Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our part 3 open production meetings for kind of the unofficial season 3, official season 2 of Algo Hour. I've got Lord Beluga somewhere backstage. I think he's wrangling littles today. We've got Ted and Joe. Feely is MIA working the fiat mines for now. Worker shortages everywhere. So props to her for covering for people so they can still get the meds and stuff they need. That's like an important job. But we miss her. So that's what I've got there. Ted, we caught up, right? So I was telling you I bought the platform.algo because I just can't imagine life without an NFD for everything. So I have that. I think I need a little bit of help with domains. I'd like people's input on potentially like a template that I'm looking at maybe starting out with. I know templates are bad. They're really cookie cutter, but just trying to be as efficient as possible and kind of like baby steps, right? So like, I think about how far our show came. We did Discord calls at first. Like it was so bad. And Ted and y'all stuck with me. And we're like not that bad now. I don't think we're that bad. We'll see. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. I know Joe said that we can test his thing, so I really want to do that. But I also, just to kind of put it in everybody's minds, I want thoughts, feedback, and help compiling a bounty list where you win our admiration, but also a credit, like a contributor credit. I don't know. I'm open to thoughts. We could maybe be a lot algo for certain things, but the whole idea of the channel is a group lift, and I have a really hard time paying anybody when Ted doesn't get paid and Joe doesn't get paid and I don't get paid. So I hesitate to put like $1 or an algo number next to these bounty things, but I think even contributor credits and making it easier for people to see what we might need help with could help with the group lift. What do you think? Ted, you're muted.
Can you hear? Okay, it wasn't just me.
Joe, what do you think? Do you think a contributor credit is like okay? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's good, and I think it's good to like incentivize people to help with the show, and also like the more people, like part of the whole idea is that the platform in general is just a place where like everyone can kind of like express themselves and get their voice heard. So more input to the show and incentivizing that is always a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. I just was a little like skeptical. I'm one of those people, like if you give me a list of things you need done, I will do them, but I will not submit the ticket on Discord so I get credit for it.
That's
like that extra step is just like a step too far for me. But I like when people, I was telling Yomo, I like when people do Amazon wish lists for their groups and things like that, because it gives me something that I can kind of go to on my own time and say like, where can I help? So I like the idea of doing like a bounty list, maybe not call it a bounty list, but that's kind of the DGen, like Web3 equivalent of what I'm trying to say, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I need a translator.
Well, I think the big thing for us would be to just getting it organized, what we need. And even if it doesn't actually end up like a bounty list in terms of random people going and actually, taking certain pieces of it, even if it ends up being something that like we just have internally for our future roadmap or future, like, okay, let's say we get a $25,000 windfall from someone, right? Or maybe not that much, but like just if we get a large donation or something like that, or through the system that Joe's made, where we can actually get kind of money, we can get multiple months up front and whatnot. I think it would be really good to have this kind of just from an organizational perspective. I think this kind of thing would be great.
And
I think
that kind of
going.
Go ahead. Sorry. No. I was just going to say that kind of brings us to the website, which is like we have operated without like a hub short of a group chat.
Yeah.
So that was kind of bringing me to the website, but I want you to go ahead and finish your thought on the bounty list. Well, I guess we'll just keep calling it a bounty list for now.
I think with that said, on people getting paid, I certainly don't have any problems with that, even if it's like this isn't something for me necessarily being like to me, if someone's going to be going out of their way to work on this, like I view this for me as me volunteering my time and me volunteering my effort and energy and whatnot. But that doesn't, my volunteering shouldn't necessitate that everyone else also has to volunteer. And so with that in mind, like obviously, sure, like if we all got paid like $1,000 a show, you know, like dope. It'd be great, it'd be awesome, right? But recognizing that's just not viable and everything like that. So I understand that. But I don't know.
What did the cast of Friends make per episode? I think $1,000 might be cutting ourselves short, but no, I agree with
I don't know if I'm as attractive as Jennifer Aniston, but
you're my Chandler for sure, right? I don't know. And Joe's Ross. I don't know. Okay. I don't know who Rachel is. I'm definitely Monica, though. That's way too uptight to be either of the other
My
two.
Joey, then.
I can't see you. Where are you, Luga?
I'm hiding.
Oh,
so
you're
I'm putting the boys down, and then I will be.
Oh, no worries. Right here. So you are Joey. You are Joey.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, I love this so much. No, he does not do that, but I love it a lot regardless. Okay. No, I hear what you're saying. And maybe that's something that, like, you know, we don't have to be decisive on because I feel like certain things are bigger ass than others. So it's a good point. I appreciate that.
I think the other big thing for assembling a bounty list too would be to prioritize it. Specifically being like, okay, like what do we want now? I mean, like what would be something that we want to do within the next 3 months, within the next 6 months? Where do we want the show to look like or to be?
Right.
Maybe not a year from now, that may be too long, you know, too far in the future. Chicken, stop eating that butter. Sorry. He's gonna keep eating it. But the point is, right? Like,
he can't eat butter. He's gonna get sick, Ted. Go get your cat. Okay.
Yo, come here, I'm gonna get you.
He really is very loving with them, I swear. It's like when my kids act up and I'm on the phone with somebody, I sound like a not very nice mom, but I swear it's lots of love in our house. Luga, did you mute yourself? I think you muted yourself.
No, you're.
Yep, there you go. Now try.
No.
What did you do?
I had to reset my mic today too, Luga, if that makes you feel any better. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But overall, though, like getting priorities and kind of letting us like, Luga, are you there? No. Getting a priorities in place so that way, like, okay, like I know obviously right now we've kind of been pushing, Joe has been working, only Joe, on the website in terms of
only like, Joe.
Okay. But I'm giving our coder some love, okay, here.
I love him, yes, that's true.
But like that being our top priority, because that kind of leads into literally getting more revenue, literally. Because you're not chasing down people, and I think it makes that a lot easier. I think just having that system is helpful. I don't know. I've been rambling because I've been trying to distract the audience from Luga being quiet.
Oh, I don't know. Does anybody? I don't think there's anybody here today. Angels is here. Fisherman's here. There's lots of people here that care. I appreciate it. I understand that production meetings are not the most exciting thing in the world. The truth is, I don't think that we really enjoy necessarily having production meetings either. So I appreciate people kind of bearing with us. If you have questions on where we're at or have input, I would really appreciate it. But we're getting to some really exciting stuff. Luga, I don't understand why I could hear you and now I can't hear you.
Am I gone now? Am I here?
No, you're good.
You're there.
I'm good. Back. Oh, all right. My default microphone was not correct.
Yeah, that same exact thing happened to me. So
that's weird. Well, I like the new haircuts, guys. We got Luga with a fresh head. Joey's growing a beard. I love it.
This is all 3 types of degen, right?
I commented on Ted's smart looking cardigan before the show started or before the meeting started.
Is that a
too,
cardigan?
So I feel like
Ooh.
I
I don't
need
know.
to step
I-
up my game.
Is it a pullover?
I have to
Do you
jet
love a good
right
pullover,
after this
Iro?
to
I
to
do
go to
love
the
a good
office. So I needed to
sit
look
down.
like, a little fancy, not a lot fancy. I'm
so
not like a coder like
fancy.
Joe that gets to wear just hoodies all day long. I'm jealous of you, Joe. That's not a,
Just be a
that's not a
fitness
big.
influencer, Ted. That's
When
what
they
it's
dress
gotta
up,
be.
people question if they're really good at their job. If you're a dev, I feel like you
Oh my gosh,
you,
yeah.
you dress
Yeah,
too
you've got
nice,
something
and
to
people
hide.
are like,
If you got like Dorito crumbs in your beard, like, oh my gosh, that's probably the best coder. And-
Joe explaining
Mhm.
to his mom why hoodies are an official work uniform for him. All right, Joe, what do you got for us?
Yeah. So, am I able to share my screen?
Yeah, I think you can. It might take me a minute to link up, or sometimes it works magically all on its own. We'll figure it out.
All right. So this isn't actually. So I've like created the smart contract and I've created the website, but I haven't like connected them together. So I just wanted to show you like what it would like look like for you and for people paying, and then if it looks good to everyone, then I can actually like continue working on it. So let me
Nice.
share.
Okay.
So first off,
Let
to
me
preface
just-
this, I am not.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up on the monitor real quick. Yeah, give me just a second. Everyone,
So
we can see it backstage though. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So to preface this, I am not a front end developer. As you can see here, it's still like the AlgoKit messaging because AlgoKit did a lot of the heavy lifting. So I can definitely make changes. I just cannot promise that it will look pretty. So this is like one of those things. If someone in the community is more experienced with front end stuff and
A
wants to help with
bounty,
this,
you say?
yes, so we got our first bounty.
Ooh.
Definitely let me know. Yeah, so right now this is using React through the AlgoKit template. So basically, how it works is you would come in and you would connect your wallet. It would show like Para, DeFi, and everything, but right now I just have it connected to my local development environment. But you can connect your wallet, and then there's kind of 2 options. So the first one, and this is something that like everyone can do. So you IRL or like anyone that just wants to know who's sponsoring the show, they click on view sponsors, and it just shows basically all the people that have like valid payments right now. The name that like
Joe
they wanna
Palmy's our
use the
biggest
show.
fan.
Gosh, wow.
and
Shout out,
you
Joe.
just have all of the images here that you can just
That's
like,
perfect.
save or drag into like OBS or however you do it in the back end.
Yeah.
And then then anyone else can come in and they can either start or update their sponsorship. And this, I still need to work on this, but basically the idea is that you can like come in here and like say what the name of your project is that you want to sponsor. You won't be able to see this because I'm sharing my window, but you
And
just choose
shout out
a
to NF
image.
Quick shout out to
Yes.
NF Domains who sent us their sponsorship, even though I did not send them a statement like I normally would. And they're just the sweetest. So that's a perfect example. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, definitely love the guys over at NF Domains. But yeah, so you type in your name, you choose a logo. So if it's your first time, you need a logo in order to know what to display.
Right.
Or at any time, you can come back here and like update your logo. So if there's a like rebrand, you don't have to pay again to get the new logo. You just upload a different one. And then you choose how many weeks you want to sponsor. We could change this to be per month as well. Like those sort of details we can change, but the idea is that you choose how many weeks you want to sponsor, and then there will be like a pay button down here that'll go to Para, and it will charge you however many weeks you want to sponsor. And I'm thinking like the more weeks you sponsor, the more of like the cheaper it is per week. So if you want to sponsor like 2 months in advance, you get like a bit of a discount versus just like sponsoring 1 month. So
so cool. I'm grinning
so-
from ear to ear.
yeah, great. Good to hear you like it. It's very simple, but I think that is kind of exactly what we want for this sort of thing.
Mhm.
And right now, obviously, like this is what you're seeing on screen is the entire site. Eventually,
Mhm.
we'd want this to be part of like a larger website, but yeah,
That's
that's what I
great.
got so far.
I'm so excited. I love it, and I have a couple questions on as far as like the front end. I don't know if Angel just popped in to get his GM, so I don't bother him, or if he's still here. He was telling me that if I look at code, I will eventually be able to figure out where it says "Welcome to AlgoKit," and I could go in and change that without really needing to know how to code because it's like
Yeah.
obvious what those things are. Is it the same for like background code? Let me show you because we were talking about websites, and that's one of the things that I want to kind of nail down today because it's a lot of, I'm gonna say back end work, but we all know it's just me like working on a template. So let me just pull this up. So Square, if I get like a Square site, I can make a page on that site and then copy paste something you give me, or would we do a redirect to what you're seeing now? Like
Could you embed it?
Yeah, we might be able to embed
that's a
it.
word too.
But yeah, I actually don't, like I said, like I don't do web development typically, so I actually don't fully know
Okay.
what the best way to do that would
We
be.
will ask somebody. We'll find somebody. I bet between all of
Beijing
us, we know
D13.
somebody. Right. I'm doing some due diligence with him this week, so he has to talk to me. That'd be a good
Ooh, there you
person
go.
to
Get him.
Okay, so let me pull this up, Joe. I love that. It's perfect in all the right ways. And it just is something that like I have been wishing and like praying to the gods of Web3 would exist for like a long time, like before our first sponsorship. So thank you. And I can't wait for it to work. And for me to be able to go sell some sponsorships and then not have to worry about looking for blockchain transactions to make sure I'm being fair. Because
Gosh, yeah.
I like want to be fair. Being kind is being fair and unbiased, and that means collecting from everybody, which means contacting the people that I'm so excited. You have no idea. I'm real happy. Okay, I can't even think straight now.
Is there like a way to connect like an email? Maybe not an email if people don't want to do that, but like a way to be like, hey, your subscription ended or your weeks of sponsoring are done. Do you want to re-up? And like that's just be an automated message after your 4 week if that's what you put in.
Yeah, that's a good question. We could use, I know AP has Noti Boy, which is like on-chain
Yeah,
notifications.
messaging
So
service.
we could,
That'd be really good.
yeah, we could like integrate that.
Because nobody wants to put their email in anything.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody wants to check their email. You might have 5 urgent alerts and still not check your email. You know?
Is it possible to use NFD verified channels so that way we could just like we could have the platform Twitter account, and whenever someone's low on or about to like within their last week of a subscription and they had sponsored for like 4 or 5 weeks beforehand, then it sends them like a DM or it just tags them in a tweet.
Is that like a script?
Yeah, we could do that.
I don't know what any of that is. That is all internet magic, guys.
Because to me, it would make sense because if the NFD that they use, or if the account that they use is linked to an NFD, which has a verified Twitter handle on it,
or a verified Discord,
or yeah. But then you're starting to get into like Twitter's API. So then that's how much of that is just like doing what Noti Boy already does, and instead of just like
yeah, the one benefit of going, or there's a lot of benefits, but one of the nice things about Noti Boy is that if we were to do like Twitter or Discord, we would basically need to run like a server somewhere that like does that.
Right.
Whereas with this, like it just kind of exists and people can go and open in their browser we like ourselves don't need to run like infrastructure to maintain it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's smart. That's good.
So I'll have to. I haven't. I saw the code of Naughty Boy like a year or two ago when it was like a hackathon submission, but I haven't actually played with the product yet.
They
so
have like an
I'll have to play
iPhone
with
app
it.
now. It's a whole thing. It's very cool.
All right, AP.
Yeah. Let's see. My schedule has changed. I'm not up quite all night feeding an infant anymore, so I don't run into AP as often as I used to. But okay, so I will. That's on the list. We were talking about there's some things that we should have been doing with the show that like we haven't been, like releases. Yeah, we don't do those currently, and I probably should, right? Information on like bounty lists, right? Like ways to support the show, embedding, which is a word which I think I know what it means. But embedding videos into the website so that those YouTube videos, we can like arrange them in better ways, and not rely solely as like YouTube has the only platform. The website can kind of be a platform, but it'll play the actual YouTube. So as far as like likes and views and stuff, it all kind of goes back. So I have been looking, I did some homework, and I was telling Ted, I normally rely on Feely a little bit for like, how does this look? What do you think? And then, you know, Luga will tell me looks great or it's awesome, whatever it is. But let me see if I can find this or get this up. So I was thinking, you don't always yes ma'am me, but when I ask you about how something looks, you're generally
it's always positive.
Yes. Yeah. Which, you know, okay. Anyways, so I was thinking I kind of liked this dark theme thing here. I don't know. It's not the end of the world. It's just a starting point. Like you can add whatever pages. But I kind of liked the dark theme, and we can, because it's like a content creator template, it looks like it'll be pretty easy to like drag and drop videos and stuff like that. I also made, and I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to see it, the Google form. I conquered my fear of Google Forms and made a test form. But the idea is to have a really simple form if you are interested in being on the show. We did some really fun things I loved for inclusivity and being approachable on the wheel for special guests. But like we maintained it on a Twitter thread. It was a little problematic in its execution. We can blame the producer. It's fine. Very inexperienced. No idea what they're doing. But so we have made a Google form. I'm trying to pull it up to share with everybody so that it gets included in the meeting minutes, if you will. But the idea is that we'll have a special guest interest form. If you're interested in being in the show, you can submit it. And it basically gives me the minimum I need. Like your, let me just pull it up. I'm sorry. I'm the worst at multitasking today. All right, let me make this smaller. There we go. I think maybe. So it's a Google form. We're all really kind of used to Google Forms. I secretly despise them and never really wanted to make one. But the things we do for love, right? So I wanted everyone's feedback. If you think it's too much, not enough, whatever, we'll have ChatGPT write us a release. Because that seems like something it could do. But I basically have a who, what, where, when, and why section, and then a how. It's just basically instructions. So the idea is if you're interested in being a special guest on the show, you can tell us who you are. So like an applicable handle, how you want your name displayed. The what is just saying like you understand what you're signing up to be in or on. The where is on YouTube. It tells you it's on YouTube, but we're also secretly trying to get more subscribers because we dipped under 600. I'm so sad. We lost a subscriber, so we're under 600. We're at 599. I don't know what I said to Mrs. Luga, but tell her to take me back. Then there's the when, and that's like it's the wrong time, obviously, right here. I don't know what happened there, but so there's a yes, I can make that work. Just let me know when, or here are my available dates, right? So we want to make it applicable for like the Jaws of the world, but also for the me's of the world who don't really have a lot going on. And then just the how. So it tells you what happens from here. I'll reach out to you with the backstage meeting link, a notice, the friendly reminder to make sure it's actually me sending you the link anywhere and always. And then by completing this form, you agree. So like I said, I'll ask ChatGPT to write a release because I don't know what I just feel like it's something we should probably do. I feel like it's like filing taxes to get like a check mark or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the idea is to have this form linked to that website and then a panel form if you are interested in participating in panels or roundtable discussions so that we know who we can tap for that. Like I am dying to do a Women in Web3 kind of roundtable. And I would love to know like who in the space is interested in doing roundtables, whether they be dev roundtables or sports roundtable. Like if you want to be chat for a roundtable or a panel discussion, you could fill out that form and we would kind of know.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that sitch?
I think that's good. Again, it's just about making sure on your back end, having it be organized. And I know with the Google form, you can set it up so that it essentially feeds to an Excel spreadsheet.
Yes.
But just making sure that you and everyone else are comfortable with that too. And that's something that'll actually enhance your workflow. Because the last thing I want is for you to have another form to check and another thing to worry about and to send off, even if it may end up being better in the long term. But long story short, I like it.
So I'm thinking right now I have it mocked up to go to that master spreadsheet that has like everybody's links and any copy I've ever written for the show and like, schedule, that long master messy spreadsheet that will eventually get cleaned up, I promise. Well, like probably on my deathbed, I'll hire somebody and be like, I said I would do this. It's an organized chaos, but yes, I'm thinking that would feed back into the master spreadsheet. And that way anybody could pool if they were trying to put together a roundtable about something or a panel discussion. So that's like potentially 2 forms that would be their own pages on the site, like interested in being on Algo Hour, interested in, participating in panel discussions or appearing in a roundtable on the platform. I know, like I said, I want to integrate some videos on that website to kind of like more control how it's presented. We talked about subs, forum, website, bounty list, contributor credit. Okay, those were my hit list. Oh, and then the subscriptions. My writing was so messy I couldn't read it. Sorry. Let's see here. So currently, I had mentioned that I wanted to try like Final Cut or something like that. I'm getting a little bit of cold feet. It's a lot of money. It's not a cheap program. And I'm currently using something that was recommended to me by Cody. It's called Filmora Wondershare. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it. It's like a baby's video editor. But we get a lot of our plugins and our backgrounds and our audio and like everything from that because it's licensed. And when it shows up on YouTube, it applies the appropriate credits automatically. Like it's registered for that.
That's nice.
So that makes it really easy. I would love to incorporate Dequency down the road. I get it. But so I have that subscription information up here because that's all coming up for renewal. I have been paying for some of it out of pocket. We covered the main one last year till the end of the year, and now it's up. So let me see. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? No, you're not. Hang on. Okay. So currently this is what's up for renewal, I think, right? Yep. And it gave me an option to renew early and get a discount. So right now it's $63.59 a year. I'm sure I got like it for $50 last year, or I got it in a bundle. But we can renew it for 3 years for $125, and I'm pretty sure I can get. Oh, you guys can't see this. Why aren't you telling me?
Yeah, we can barely see it, but not really.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I made it. I'm just gonna cover up Luga and I so you can see this whole thing. Sorry, Luga. We can still hear you. So yeah, like I said, this is just the video editor, and that one's coming up pretty quick. I think in a couple days. So I was thinking maybe the 2-year discount, spend $100 and just know that the show's got something that will edit a video covered, that's got some stock footage and like, you know, I do pay for the add-on pack because, you know, all the good footage and all the good everything is always like the premium tier. That's how they get you. So we're currently paying for that and it's $22.50 a month. But
So
it
that's
just
on
makes
top of the
Like 63 a year.
the 63 a year. Okay.
And
Wow.
that is the fun. Like I said, that's the nicer backgrounds. And like when you go into like free for use,
Okay.
like open office, it's all like the premium features, which are always way better as far as like sound effects and transitions and things like that.
So that's where you get all this fancy stuff. Okay.
So that's
So-
where, yeah, I'll make my looping backgrounds or like on our welcome screen, I use Earthos for that. But like even our little blue frame is a gradient blue
Oh,
that I
wow.
exported and then used in a filter to make the frame.
That's cool.
So
So the
it's
algo
helpful
active
be-
like do.
Yeah,
That's
the girl
nice.
steppin' that came from that, right? So it's nice because where, like I said, it seems like a lot, but at the same time, it does make it easier for me because anything that needs cited gets cited on YouTube. So like that's the perk for me, really.
Yeah. If it's easier
I
on
don't-
you, I'm all for it.
I don't know if they have yeah, I don't think I can pay for it any cheaper or like get a better deal on it. It doesn't look like it looks like it just is what it is. Managed plan. Yeah. So that one's 22 something a month, but I do think it's worth it. The other subscription that I was kind of asking about in the DMs and stuff was Canva for Teams. Has anybody used that?
I have not.
It's kind of expensive. It's $120 a year per person, which is a lot. But they do have a free trial. So if it sounds like something we want to try, we could do the free trial. But they have a very cool whiteboard. And what I would love to do is use it for our workflow. So when we get an idea for these off ad segments that we're kind of doing in addition to Algo Hour, there's like an organizational place for all of that. I think that could be done somewhere in Discord if we wanted to. I just don't know if it would be as user-friendly or as easy or fun to work with. The plus of that is that you would also get, like you can do some minor video editing in that. You can work collaboratively, but also you can make your own posters and backgrounds and stuff. Like it has its own catalog. So while it's easier for me to kind of keep the catalog in the video editor that I'm using for most of our stuff, it would be cool to extend kind of a different catalog to the whole team. So there's kind of that benefit. So let me know what y'all think. It's nothing that needs decided on like right now. I will go ahead with the website, which I don't know what the cost on that was. I didn't look, but it's Square. So I really feel like that's probably pretty competitive. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And then I had asked, I think it was a week that Ted was not here. But when we're talking about wish lists and stuff, is there anything anyone needs right now? Like, are you like, man, I wish I had access to an editor, or I wish I had another light or camera or earbuds, whatever. I think
I'm good.
okay.
I think that's low on the list. Yeah. I mean, like, obviously it'd be cool to have like all of us have the same microphone set up and,
Right.
So we're not just doing headphones and earbuds. But with that said, like, I'm very conscientious of like, this works and we don't need to spend $300.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, you want to take baby steps, but I'm also like really conscious of me being out of my element, right? Like I couldn't use the editor I was using, I couldn't use a year ago. So like taking steps that are a little scary, but in the right direction, I feel like is important. So the website's big. For now, we will keep working on a kind of a team exclusive group chat, if that works for everyone. And then maybe we'll just try to get better at pinning for now. I don't know. There's not a really great way. I'm a visual, you guys should see my notes, but like I'm a visual note taker, and I just like, that's how I organize things. So I would love to be able to like organize the show kind of similarly. If you guys could, I know I have your email somewhere, but Ted did set up a calendar for us on Google versus using a spreadsheet one.
Oh,
So that's cool because if we book guests, we can email them a calendar invite link, which I guess is something that real adults do when they make appointments. And Ted has been sending out for me. So that way, whoever sets it up can do that. I'm trying to think what else was on my kind of hit list. But we like the platform. What do we think about domain names? Are we going to, we could do the platform.algo.xyz because that's included with our NFD.
ooh. I mean, yeah.
I was kind of underwhelmed with the other options and the costs associated with them. But
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Ted?
I don't know. I mean, I go back to trying to do one thing at a time. And like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out where we want the show to be in 2 months or a month.
Right. So it's going to be kind of where it is. I mean, kind of where it was, but not.
But the ecosystem around the show is going
Right.
to be a lot more fleshed out and improved. And
Exactly.
that's what I mean as well.
So we're looking to streamline the stuff, scheduling guests and streamlining that so it's more of a group think. And Ted, I was thinking about that. What if we did like a color code in Google Calendar? So like opens purple and booked is green or something like this. Can we do that? In Google? I'm still learning my way around Google Calendars versus my iPhone.
I think the easier way will be to just modify the event. Because right now we have the Algo Hour repeating every week.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll probably be easier just to, when we go and we book someone, we edit it and we say Algo Hour, what do we call this? Production meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Or if we have Chris Swenner on, right, then we switch it to Algo Hour - Chris Swenner.
With Chris, so that it shows in the title and other people know at a quick glance. Is that the idea?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right. I was on the Algorand Ireland Arabic. I don't know. Rick and Sarah's space yesterday, and we were talking about that. So, yeah, it was a good one. And I was totally bragging. I was like, we had Joe on the show. She did her pull-ups. Luga, what are we at?
She did. Like entrance? I think that's know. 10 people.
Okay.
We were 6 a few days ago. And then
how did
Sarah
you is that
the same person? Okay,
yep. Are you is that horse out of your stable or did you get Loaf and Thirst?
Typewriter.
Horse? Oh, Typewriter
gave me a horse.
That.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's getting really involved.
I'm not gonna lie, I am trying to figure out a way to do it. You did show us some table pull-ups.
Yeah.
I would flip my table. I don't have a large table.
So as long as your force is downward and like not, like don't pull your table, like just be underneath it, then you're fine. But
I don't. It's a round pedestal table. I don't know how I would do that.
Round. Oh. Okay,
yeah,
that's different.
So I have a piano though, and I'm thinking if I put the cover on the keys and then like lay underneath it, I might be able to it's definitely not going to flip.
You say that, and then you're gonna have a piano on your face.
I'm not. We all know I'm not strong enough to do that. But no, I'm struggling with that. So I either have to brave the cold, wet, yucky weather, or
do a playground.
But I will do it because we all have till the end of February, right?
Yeah. So you still have,
and you get an extra day this February because it's
leap year.
That's pretty
huge. You have
huge.
a barn. You can do barn pull-ups maybe. That might be crazy. That's probably a lot.
Pretty dirty, and like there's still bark on a lot of those beams, and I don't know. Okay, I will figure it out.
Good for 100 years.
It's on my to-do list. I just, like I said, I'm not a pull-up person. I don't have trim on any of my doors. I'm like kind of running out of.
It's a hard one.
There's trim on my kid's bedroom door, and I was like, I wonder. And it's like I'm not a rock climber, and that little bit of lip is
Door
not
frame
enough for
pull-ups
me.
are hard.
No, it's not. No,
I could maybe do 2. I would be surprised though. They're so hard.
But the pot, all you have to do is try. You don't even have to
Just
do
try.
a successful
You can
one, but
fail,
you have to
and you're in.
attempt a pull-up.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got some realm token, right?
Yeah, so we have 200K Nico, which is a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, it's like $60, but it's a good. I mean, like $60 for doing a pull-up is a lot of money, I think.
Yeah. You could pay for a year of video editing with that.
A year of video editing for doing a pull-up. Come on. That's so good.
The tiny horse, huge.
Tiny horse.
Price.
Amazing. Yeah.
Then there's some algo. There's some
216 algo right now. 1,111 coupe and 68 XRP.
68.
Yeah. The XRP and the algo are almost the same in dollar amount, which is wild. Which is kind of my goal between like doing the weighted and doing body weight. But yeah, it's almost $200 right now. 40, 80. Yeah, just under 200. So today we'll probably get there.
Well,
what if we pump another?
I'm impressed. I saw some guy at the park doing the body up things.
The whole muscle
and I
up,
showed my husband, and he's like, how do you think you get out of a boat in the summertime? And I was like, yeah, I can't do that. You have to lift me out.
You get a little hand. 1, 2.
Yep, I need all the hands. It's like, and then he did a one-handed one too. I was like,
I'm super jealous. It's going to happen.
Flag hasn't done them yet. He always
Flag did them in the dark.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, you can see just his light up Heelys. That's it. But they're going up, so I'm assuming you did a pull up.
I will give everyone an update. I made a post a couple months ago before the holidays. It was like, hey, if you have anything about shoes, I'm dying to make a comic mockumentary thing. And I was thinking about that one I saw on Netflix about the graffiti in the high school. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Luca, you're laughing at something else, but it's still awesome. Anyways, I haven't gotten any submissions. Nobody sent me any material to edit out. So I don't have a sad wah, wah, wah sound effect ready today. But I want to make a mockumentary. So I need some shoe material, and I haven't gotten any. So I don't know what the best way to do that is.
Are people still mad about Windshoe? I haven't seen a good Windshoe riot in a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, still mad about it.
I was stoked during the Super Bowl. I posted. I saw a guy wearing shoes that they said rare on the bottom.
Ooh.
And I was like, they got them. They're the only ones that got them. I don't know.
The rarest shoe is the one that's never made.
Oh boy.
True. Joe, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say there was I think it was like last week maybe there's a Twitter space where Benji from Algoana kind of came up and talked a bit about it.
Yeah, I was there. That's what reignited me. I was like, I wonder who sent me stuff for that, and I didn't have anything in my inbox. But
yeah.
And they just got picked up and by Ventures, Algorand Ventures. I saw Shuffle Labs. Some big news. And then what else? I'm just checking here. American Vandal is the TV show I think you meant. Yes, as usual, Perdoodles can read my mind. And that is exactly, I totally wanted to make a shoe, like a Windshoe, one of those. I'm still at work, so I jumped on. First time I've been here live. Usually I'm walking home. Perdoodles, we normally have an actual show. This is a production meeting. It's normally nicer. I don't know. Relax and sleep. Are you in the wrong place? It's possible. Never say never, I guess. And Maureen stopped by. Yomo stopped by. I appreciate y'all coming by. I'm sorry it's not like a regular show, but like I said, meetings are not that much fun, and we are trying to level up a little, which I think is going to be really great.
I think we definitely are.
Yeah, I'm excited. I have some content that I want to put out on the side. I sign. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm a little rusty because I don't know anybody that's deaf. But yeah, I know ASL. I took a few years in high school. Okay. And I actually, the plan was to interpret through college to pay for college. But I fell into insurance, and it was way better money at the time. So I did insurance. But I think it would be cool to do some blockchain sign shorts. Like, okay, I don't know if anybody that does sign is into it, but I thought that would be cool. I also want to start reaching out to a few bloggers that I do not know at all. Straight gonna cold DM them about minting recipes, because I think it'd be really fun to share recipes, but like I want to buy them and collect them in my wallet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I said a long time ago that my vision of like NFTs, as far as like collecting, was more like Pinterest. Because you know how much work parents put in on like a kid's birthday party's Pinterest page? Like, or an inspiration on a remodel. And like, you should be able to sell that board, right? And you kind of can. Technically, you could compile a bunch of NFTs that were inspirational to you, put them in an NFT vault, and then sell the NFT. So like, technically you could do that. Like that functionality exists. But I think it would be a fun way to reach out to people that are kind of tech savvy and be like, hey, I want to like help you mint this recipe that I know and love from your blog and give you extra exposure and maybe make you some additional money. I think that would be cool.
Like an algo cookbook.
Maybe, but like I'm not a good cook, and I'm pretty sure most of y'all eat cereal all day long.
Quilt is only pans.
Quilt is the inspiration behind this. So and then I really love my chocolate chip cookie recipe, and I would love to share that, but I also would love to onboard the blogger where I found the recipe at. So there you go. I just think that would be kind of a cool thing. I definitely want to get people talking shit with sports and Ted, because I feel bad I can't adequately smack talk about sports. So yeah, it'll be good. Teddy, are you excited to talk more bets?
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun to go through and find ways to incorporate the Popcorn Lounge into it a little bit more in terms of the leaderboard, and whatnot with that. I think for me, one thing that could be really helpful is that I don't need 10 to 12 to 14 minutes of like a long form sports section, but instead kind of going through and just popping up and say, hey, here's my 45-second video of who I'm taking today, why and how, and you know, having it be like that. With March Madness coming around the corner, that's something that like I really think could be very helpful, or you know, like useful, I should say.
Because I wouldn't know who to pick. I would just pick by their mascot.
Yeah, which I like to think that I would know a little bit more. Again, when you're dealing with college basketball,
a lot of unknowns.
It's just a tremendous amount of random
best
people.
Underdog fantasy football picks did not work out well. So I'm open to some extra ways to get better at betting.
But the long and short of it is that.
No, I love that. And you know, initially, and this is the really great place we're at with the show, which is scary, but also really hella exciting. Is initially, you know, we're going to do an hour live long show. We don't want to be the people picking winners and losers. We don't want to we really tried to take as much of like a group. I want to say decentralized because it's the group, right? But like the group lift, right? Like an inclusive angle on it. And for me, like I was like, Ted, we don't want to only talk about the sport. You know, we want to talk about sports and not just the Popcorn Lounge or just this, because we had such a finite area of focus with the show. Now our ecosystem has a weekly live show that's full of some really cool segments. It's got hopefully something for everyone, and we can do that, right? We're going to make it more efficient, and we're going to streamline kind of the process behind the scenes. But for the most part, that product is there, right? Now we can do extra content, and now we can add in shorts and highlight the Popcorn Lounge for the awesomeness it is. Like, while we all wait for best friends, like that's what you do with your shrimps. So popcorn lounge. Or just like other silly stuff like that. So I would also really like to do videos on how I have learned how to stream. So I will totally, I am anticipating lots of hater comments from people not from our ecosystem that are like, man, I can't believe you do it like this, or that's so late. Like, again, I don't know what
if
I'm
you're
doing.
getting hate, you're doing it right. That is.
But I think it would be cool to empower other people in the space that, like, we all feel like we're kind of faking it till we making it, putting our best face forward a lot of the time. And like, let's face it, I'm not gonna, Coop's not gonna ask me to give him one-on-one OBS lessons, but do I want him to use OBS?
Sure.
I do. So just people like that. We want to empower people. And so seeing like somebody like me who doesn't know what they're doing can do it, I think that would be cool. Which brings me to my next thing. I had mentioned additional cameras or something. I do want to get an additional camera so that, and I think it would be cool for some of the cast too, if you are considering doing any demos, because you could show your screen and like the way that you connect your wallet versus just screen sharing. I think you might like lose something. I don't know. I'm interested in your opinion on that, because like when I share like OBS, I think it'd almost be more helpful to see it not as a screen share, if that makes sense. Does that make sense, or am I a crazy person?
No, that makes sense.
Like artists do it and Quilt does it, where like you have like a different angle that is like what you're clicking on, and like I don't know, I think it'd just be cool to be able to see somebody scan their screen, you know what I mean, which you can't really do if you're on the screen. I don't know. Okay, rant over. But a second camera was something that I thought could be helpful for a bunch of people, and they're not very expensive. I think I paid, somebody bought me mine and it was $60 maybe, something like that. So final thoughts. Alrighty. What do we got on the to-do list? I'm gonna get a draft of the website up. Not up, but like drafted. We're gonna figure that out. I need help with domain name, Ted. That's you. Since Joe is, doing so much already. Joe, that's so cool. I will ask if you know anybody who's integrated AlgoKit. Will you tell me who they are so I can find them? But yeah, so that's what we need to work on there. Luga, you are killing it. I liked your segmented back video. Yeah. It made me feel like I could maybe do it, but then I thought there's nowhere to do it. But I was like, I could do just the little one, like the little shrug ups. I could do a shrug up. I got this.
The like scapular ones where you're like all the way down and straight and just a little bit.
Yeah. I was like, I could do that.
You could.
But also your back is really crazy muscular. It's like a whole nother thing. Haroof's still bugging me about a calendar. And I'm like, Haroof, if I make a calendar, it's gonna be like 80% guys, right? Which is fine, but like, he's like, it's okay, it'll be December all year. It's fine. So other than that, what else? I think that's it. I think we're in a good spot. What do you guys think? You got to-dos for me?
I think overall, I'm feeling pretty confident that we can get this done. I'm going to be looking at a couple of the different domains. I can get that over to you today. A lot of them, it's interesting. Like some of them are $12 a year, but they're crappy, and then some of them are better.
And we do have, like I said, the platform.algo.xyz, which is kind of a mouthful. Mm-hmm. I haven't looked into making a Twitter handle. I was kind of trying to avoid that because I would be the person that accidentally tweeted from the wrong account. Like that would be me.
Yeah, I do that all the time, and between my personal and my crypto Twitter, and as long as you just do a quick little 1-2, you're good to go. We can all have access to the Twitter account.
Don't do that. Don't give me that.
Yeah.
All right.
So I don't know what the right answer is. Let me know. I will get to work on the homework for now, but I appreciate it. Not a ton of feedback. Perduto says the meeting's boring and she won't come back. They won't come back again. But is that the office in the background, your dream office? Maybe one day. No, it's not. I have no desire to cubicle it up ever. My office is my gym. Quilt can't cook. He just flips bread and makes nice sizzling sound for TikTok followers. I don't disagree.
You blew up my TikTok, by the way. Your conversation with Barb. Oh my god.
Yeah?
I got like 2,000 views on a TikTok. It was stupid.
So you have a TikTok. See, these are things that we need to put on the website. They're like, I don't know you.
It's just Algo X, man.
But so yeah, if you're in TikTok, that's
entirely
cool.
too many views. It's just me shirtless doing stuff. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Refer into Algo X, man.
I mean, I'm not into it, but I'm also not on TikTok. So I will count on you to share them on Twitter just as often.
Along board the talkers.
All right. So if you are at home and you're thinking, man, they should really be doing this, or she should be focusing on this, you know what? I want to hear it. So tell me about it. Tell us how we can do better. And I think Ted hit the nail on the head. Like, we all volunteer our time because we want to contribute to the space. But we also want to like keep getting better and better. And I think, I don't know, I'm excited to rep the humans behind the blockchain I love. Like, my goal is that you can connect with people in the real life via friends that you met in Web3. So like, when I meet somebody that's super into climbing at my kid's school, I can be like, oh my God, I know a guy that did a C7 the other day and it was awesome. And they're going to be like, what? You know? And I'm going to be like, yeah, he's on this blockchain that I'm super into. It's like kind of a social. I want to know a little bit of like everything and everyone. And like, you know, I already feel like I have that when it comes to rocks and gems with Feely. And it used to be that like the lighthouse keepers were the race, you know, if you were into Formula One racing. And I just think that there are humans here that can connect with people. Like, that's how mass adoption happens, is like 100%. You realize humans are here. And so that's really my dream for the platform. I will get Yomo to do some boxing videos. Mark my words. He's going to, even if it has to be like a live stream class, like we're going to make that happen. But yeah, like my heart is really just like, I want to empower that human connection behind the blockchain, because I really just think that that's what drives a lot of the best of us here. So thank you everyone for the time in this exciting production meeting. Quick final thoughts from anyone else. Joe.
Yeah, I'll continue working on the website stuff, and hopefully maybe next week we'll have something that like I can actually like a link I can actually share and people can go and
live
check
testing.
Out. Yeah.
Live. Oh my God. You know, that means, Ted, we got to do a membership drive. Just like NPR.
Oh boy.
Oh goodness.
A live telethon. We'll get toy phones and everything. It'll be great. Okay. See all the cool extra content we can make. Luga, any final thoughts?
I think we're killing it. I think we're having a good time.
Quick flex.
I am.
Okay.
All right.
Hey now. All right, cheers. That's all I've got. I sent you one domain that I really like right now, because if I don't send it now, I'm gonna forget. So check your Discord DM.
Okay, I'll do it right now.
And that's awesome.
Oh, that NFT, I'm gonna give that away. We're gonna think of a fun way to do it, but I have that sweet Broken Hearts that DC made me for the show. I tweeted about it. Let me find it real quick.
Here, give it away.
Keep you all laid over now. I don't want to give it away, but I also feel bad just holding it in the show wallet. So we're going to think of something very cool to do with it. I was just really stoked to rep it. So, yeah.
Maybe the first person who has our bounty. Or
Honestly,
the front end bounty for.
Yeah, or the most important thing that we need, which is actually probably that. But yeah.
So we're giving it to Joe? Is that what you're saying?
Well, Joe can't do front end. Joe's only a back end kind of guy, you know.
It's kind of a big thing, though. I'm not saying
Luga,
you have a big back end. I'm saying get it.
You would know about a big back end.
I'm focused on
Very big back ends. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
It's gonna just cut it now. I appreciate y'all. We'll be back next week. I don't know. We'll figure out what we're doing. I'm hoping we can wrap these meetings, but I think we need one more. I'm sorry. One more. See the draft. Make sure we're on the right page. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. One more meeting, I think, to kind of just land on everything. Hopefully, if we can get Joe back to work.
get
Just
back to
kidding,
work, Joe.
It's totally me, and I need help. So if anybody wants to help me, reach out. All right. See you next week, y'all. Thank you for a great
Bye.
meeting.
See ya.